Okay, start all over. It's Kimberly, Inner Awakened Mastery, and today is September the 22nd, which is the Equinox energy. And so this is the energy, and welcome to you, welcome to all of you, and thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being the gift that you are to humanity. Okay, so let's breathe. I need to breathe and bring my energy in. It's probably all these crystals that I've got around me. Okay. So what we're going to do first is our grace points. So your grace points are here in the center of your hand. So sometimes I do them both at the same time, or you can just do one or the other, whichever way that you're guided to. But when you use your grace points, it centers you in and into the point of grace. And so there's an opening that happens at your high heart, and then it drops down and it connects into the heart of Gaia. So there's an alignment that happens during that time period. So anytime that you feel anxiety, spinny, like ungrounded, doing your grace points will bring you into that centering. So even if it's like communications, like if you're not understanding emails, or spinning out, things don't, or it seems like you don't know how to get to where you need to go, that kind of stuff. If you breathe and do your grace points, it'll bring you back into your center, because your energy has like went out and scattered into all kinds of different directions. And also with that, in communicating with me sometimes, I may scatter your energy, even when it just seems like simple things, even going on my website. And this is the reason why. In my human design chart, and also in all my astrology stuff, every chart that's done on me, it doesn't matter what system it is. In human design, I'm a projector. And what that means is I project light no matter where I go, no matter if I'm saying anything or not saying anything. So it's a photonic light that is sent out, and it's going to hit your system. And any place that is constricted and that has, I'm going to call it shadow side, it's going to shine light onto that, whether you're just sitting beside me or wherever you're at. So sometimes it makes you feel wiggy. It can make you feel uncomfortable. It could trigger you. You don't even know what it is you're being triggered about, but you know that something inside of you is squirming, and it can spin your brains out where it's like you just feel like you're scattered all over the place. So if that happens, just breathe in and use your grace points and know that it's something that wants to come into full light. Because I don't see the shadow as something negative or dark or anything like that. I don't, to me, ego is just the part of us that wants to protect us. And so the shadow is, to me, a part that, it's the part that when it was wounded, whether it came in with the wound or if it happened as a child, it's the part of light that went and hid in the shadow, so that nobody could put its light out. And if it went and hid where's the best place to go hide your light? You go hide in the dark so nobody can put it out. So those are the parts that are wanting to come in. Those fractal parts are wanting to come in to center into your being, so then it can expand out. So that's what happens with us. And so this time period that we've been in, Saturn has been in retrograde since April. So Saturn is, one of its names is the Lord of Karma, and it has been retrograde in South Node. Well, South Node is where your karma sits in your own chart, okay? And I myself, and it's been in Capricorn, which is its home. Capricorn in home in South Node. So it's like so it's been a time that you're digging through your closets. Be digging through the trash to see if there's anything that you want to pull out, or anything you think you threw away and that you think you needed. And it changed directions and went direct on the 20th. So that energy is structure. So during that time period that it was in retrograde from April until the 20th, 2 days ago, it's been a time to go inward, and things may be spinning out because Saturn is about structure. So when it's retrograde, you know, all of those parts were flying out at the same time, bringing structure in. And if during this time period, all that you worked on and everything that you put the light into, and all of you stood up to the Lord of Karma and walk with it, when the energy goes direct, now it's a time to be rewarded. So one of the stones that is a Saturn stone is lapis. So this is a lapis. This is one that I did. I don't know who knows that. So I have more of this. Is a really nice high quality one. I have more in this. If anybody wanted a piece made for yourself. But anyway, so this is lapis. So this is what I have on the grid. Oh God, this is a piece of lapis. So lapis comes from Afghanistan. This one comes straight from Afghanistan. It was brought back by actually soldiers from our military. So it was gifted to me, and it's very heavy. So it's a big piece of raw, rough lapis. That other piece that I showed you, this is lapis that's been polished and cut. So this is what it looks like in its form. And I'd say this weighs at least 10 pounds. It's solid, dense stone. So that's underneath my feet, and it's on the grid. And this is called a Photonic. If you can see that thread in it. So a Photonic is from Brazil. And, well, this one is. Some of them come from Russia, too. A Photonic, I'm putting my hands in front of the speaker, connects your inner self to your higher self. So when I use it, like if someone was here, or sometimes when I work with you all, I set a grid up and put stones on you energetically, even though you're not present with me. So it connects your inner self to your higher self. So I usually lay it like at the sacral, because that's where the home of the divine child is inside of. There's another whole configuration that's within inside of that. You cannot manifest if your inner self and your higher self are not connected to each other. The inner self sends the message to the higher self of what to bring in. And then the higher self does that. And as soon as the inner self makes another decision, the higher self stops. So if your manifestations aren't coming in, it's because you changed your mind to give clear directions. And so that's what happens sometimes. If we go into judgment or doubt, and our inner self goes, well, I don't know if that's what I wanted. Why did this not happen? Then the higher self just sits still again. So if you feel like that's not happening, or that you do all of this work and that it's not happening for you, then check with that. So connect to those two together, because that's what, when those connect, there's an energy that comes up through your central column and it goes out. And it sends the energy out, and it comes back through soul, because soul is wanting to evolve. Soul sends the desire to the inner self, for the inner self to connect to the human aspect and to send the energy into action, and it sends it to the higher self to start the action of whatever it is that the soul is desiring to evolve into. So that's how they all work with each other, okay? So that the energy that we can take and utilize is the structure of Saturn that it's actually going into Pisces. So it will be in that for the next however long. I don't know how long it is. So we're going to be in that energy. And so Pisces is spiritual stuff. So we've got structure into spirituality. And you're going to be seeing a lot of things come into light on the planet. Like where so many people during this retrograde, they're standing up. You know, it's like the children are coming forth. They're standing up and saying, no more of this shit on this planet. And so you're going to see that really happening. It's like they're going to come up and stand in that to trample over the old structures that are no longer working. So that's going to happen within your own system too, because what you see happening out in the mass consciousness, it's happening within inside too. So that's what's going on right now. So yesterday, in the energy that I've been connecting to, today is the day that the light that comes into the planet and then is reflected onto the planet is the day that it stands in equal pole. That's what the equinox is. It's an equal time period of dark and light. So it is a 0 point. It's a reset point. So anytime we're in that kind of energy, it's a time that we can go within to that 0 point, and we're recalibrating on a soul level. So all that old karmic structure that we've been digging through and going through our trash and our closets since April, and deciding what we don't want to keep anymore, even those soul contracts, because some people think, oh, well, it's a soul contract. Oh, they're not complaining. I got to stay in this. Bullshit. No, you don't. All of that can be recalibrated. So we're at 0 point today for recalibration. So that's the energy that we're in right now. And so the photonic light and the plasma light are both here to support us with this energy. Okay, so what does that mean? They actually had me today to literally Google the two of them to see technically what it is that they do, and then esoterically how that affects our body. So I'm going to go into that and then channel what that's doing. You may be feeling things going on in your brain already, because it's going to be reorganizing that. Okay, so the photonic light, let me see what it wants. I'm going to call it in. So we're going to do that. Okay. So use your grace points and breathe in into your center and bring your energy all the way down into your hips, all the way down into the heart of Gaia. She's the spirit, the embodiment. She embodied the planet. And she supports us and holds all of that energy for us. So feel that connection to her. Okay, so photonic light, it can come in a blue and a red ray. And so they use it in therapies. Those are those laser energies that are used. And so what I'm being showed is the light can go all the way in cellularly to you. Wait a minute, that's my daughter calling. She never calls me. I'm trying to message her to tell her I'm on a call. Okay, let me breathe that back in. So the photonic light is going in all the way cellularly to us right now for regeneration of the cells. So that can happen in your physical body on a cellular level. So you may feel like you are, detoxing. And then the plasma light is that, you know, remember those little plasma lights that they used to have, like if remember Spencer's? I don't know if they still have Spencer's anywhere. There are those brown lights, and then it looks like lightning going all over the place. So that's plasma light. And so that's usually that white, blue kind of ray that you see in that way. So both of those energies are here for us right now. So that's expansion energy. So the photonic light's going to go into our cells, and then the plasma light is going to expand that out within our system. So we can be containers of more light capacity. So the debris is being cleaned out of our system so that we can stand in more light and carry that energy. So that's what's going on with that. Okay, so anything else that they want me to talk about on that? No, I'm here just to do the transmissions. So I'm going to breathe in again and get myself back in. Okay, so there's an energy that's almost like giddy. It's like, it feels like fairies. It feels like the elements, elemental energies. And so what they're telling me is, okay, so there are cosmic elementals. And when I was living in Sedona, I met the cosmic elementals. They came in, and it was probably on the summer solstice around that time period when I met them. So what they told me was that they were here to help the earth elementals have reprieve, because the earth elementals were exhausted from trying to hold the energy together, from being trampled on by humanity all of the time, and that they were just absolutely, you know, exhausted. So they needed like a spa day. And for some reason, where they were like so busy and so exhausted and just in this energy, they weren't connecting to the cosmic elementals that were going, hey, we're here for you to support you. Okay. So what they're telling me right now, where does that reflect that within yourself? Where are you so busy running around like with a chicken with your head cut off in the mundane and stuck in the problem and not opening yourself up for the unlimited possibilities? So that energy is there for you, and it may come up into your consciousness of where that's at. You can lay that down now, because the cosmic elementals are here to support you, just like the cosmic elementals were here to support the earth elementals. So what I witnessed during that time period was, it was like they were, cosmic ones were like coming in to take the place of the earth elementals, so the earth elementals could go on spa day and go into a place of retreat, so they could carry more light, and that some of their assignment, they were being reassigned. And so as they left, where they had held the energy for eons, and then they were coming back in. So what they're telling me right now is that when it feels like huge tragedies that are going on Earth itself, and there's emotion for me that's coming up with that, because I am a grid worker and I'm an earth worker, that all that destruction, and that it's not real destruction. So I don't know why I'm emotional, and I think the emotion is because it's like almost like a, oh thank God energy. So that there's a changeover that is happening. The light bulbs are being changed. It's like the light bulbs are burnt out and they're being changed. So it's like a dark night of the soul, also for Earth and for the elementals itself. And it does. So what that means is it's just a time period of change out. So there's like a time period where one is shifting and the other is coming in, because they're so frazzled and fried from the work that they've done for so long. So that's part of what's happening. So the cosmic light, the cosmic elementals, when they come in and they're anchoring in that light, then huge changes are happening on Earth. So it's a time where it's like a time that the eons itself are changing. It's like it's one of those things. So if you're here embodied on this planet right now, you knew that this time would come and that you would be a part of that. Because they call out when it's a time for that change, and you say, okay, I'll come and do that. So that's part of the change. And so even us, you know, we're feeling that. We're feeling that within our own selves. So that plasmic and the photonic light are coming from the cosmic rays. That's what they are. It's what they're telling me right now. So it's a combination of that. So that's energy is here to cleanse us, to support us, so that we can just lay back. We can lay on a hammock, that we can like feel the support. Like now I'm seeing it like floating on a float, you know, like in the water, and just lay back and that kind of energy. So that energy is here for us. Okay. Huna karietena na sutukori shetena na kiritura shetakari na satakari tira na sutukori shetakari puro satakari and na kauru sotori shetakari tara na satakari. So just connect to that energy that has been exhausted, the part that has been ran through the ringer in this lifehood. It's like you can't, the stories may come up for you, but you don't have to. You can lay the stories down and just allow the receiving to come in. So this is a time period to receive the grace and to just allow and not. And somebody asked me the other day, I'm going to sidetrack right now because I heard myself say just. And I was saying it a lot one day in a call with somebody. And I sat with it the next day and I asked what the word just was to me. And they told me that it was to slow the energy down, and that I use it when I use it sometimes to deflect the energy when it's too much coming in, and that when I think it's too much for other people, that it takes it to a level of like settling it down, bringing it in where it can be assimilated by others. The person actually projected to me that it was like an unworthy energy and that we use just in that way. So the reason they're telling me to tell you all that is that when people give you explanations like that, and that's a container and a label that they're perceiving, don't always take it in. Sit with yourself and asked what that frequency and that energy is for you. I could have took that in and believed that I was feeling unworthy and went into a whole big drama of that and sat and did a bunch of damn processing with myself that was not true. That wasn't what the frequency meant to me. So anything, sometimes energy things that I say, it may not mean that to you. So for me, when I went to the energy, the consciousness of just, and asked what it was to me, that's what it told me. It told me how I used it. So I saw how I use it as a tool and what it is. So I'm sharing that with you all, to don't take in everything that everybody says, everybody spin on everything, because it's coming through their own filters, just like this is coming through my own filters too. Okay. So if you hear me say just, in case for you there is any kind of symbolism that it's a place of unworthiness, I'm letting you know that's not what that is. That in this, that it's an energy of bringing it in so that it can calm the energy down and it can be assimilated. Okay? So you don't have to trigger any of your own worthy buttons. Oh, okay. Okay, so breathe that in. And any armor and any triggers and anything that you have anywhere within your system from this lifehood or the eons of other lifehoods around the energy of unworthiness, that energy can go on reprieve right now. It has we can open up the doorway and allow it to take a break right now. It can just be. So breathe that energy in. It's being recalibrated too. Okay. So let's use your grace points again. Breathe in the energy. So let's bring our awareness into our own system, into this DNA skin suit that you wear, into your own space, into your own heart. Breathe that in, and then drop that energy down, the connection to Gaia, her heart, the support from her, and it opens up the column of light through your center that goes all the way out through your crown to your higher self, which sits above your head in your transpersonal chakra, which is about however long your arm is above your head. And then out past that is your solar star, which is your God consciousness energy. So you're going to connect to that and align with that, bring that alignment in. Kind of looks like the Star of Bethlehem to me. It's like that. It looks like a star like that. So breathe that energy in. And so now we're going to ask to disconnect from the chaotic mind of humanity. So our third eye, we send all of those little etheric tentacles out, connect to this chaotic mind of humanity, because we think somewhere in that we're going to be safe and we're going to know how to survive, and that we'll be ahead of the game, and that we've got to be in that game to know what's happening. So when you disconnect from that mind, it's a chaotic mind construct. When you disconnect from it, all of that energy comes back into your own third eye, into your own psychic awareness. And with inside of that is where the truth of your awareness is. And when you disconnect from that, you'll feel more solid within your own system and actually safer, because you're not spending your energy all out there in front of yourself. So just disconnect from that. Just ask for it to be done. Don't worry about how it's done. We're just going to say it so it is. So that energy comes back for this time we call now, for this moment. So you're teaching your system how to do that and what that alignment is for you. So it will know the difference, what that feels like when it's connected to that, and when it's disconnected in a good way, and in a place of neutral, and how much information is actually there for you to be able to connect to. So we have a mind construct that we created ourselves from our life experiences. It's your own mind construct that your being itself created from all of the experiences it's had in this lifetime. So that's a container. So we're going to ask to disconnect from our own personal mind construct that we created. And just feel that energy when you disconnect from that. And that may be, you may feel that in different body parts. It could be a different chakra that's the controller of that for you, and where that's at. So just feel the disconnection of that. All of the wouldas and couldas and shouldas. That mind can go into a place of reprieve too. it can be laid down for this time period, for this moment we call now. Okay, so now we're going to ask to disconnect from the mind construct that's within our own family unit, the one that was created from the family itself and all the generations of family. And that for this time period, in this moment, to disconnect from that. You may feel that in lower chakras, like from your root chakra, because it's like a mind construct of survival and what was taught to you of what that is through family and all the trials and tribulations that they went through. And when you disconnect from that mind construct, there's an energy of the heart of the ancestors, the one that stepped before you, the one that has walked so that you could be here in this time period that you are, and all the accumulated knowledge that they carry from the heart and the love and the compassion, and not through the, I'm hearing the fucked upness of family. You know, it's like it's through the truth of the heart and not what their own mind constructs created here and what their ego created. So it's disconnecting you from any family wounds. Shetana no kotere na titere tutore kirietana na tatai ora shatakarietoro. So when they bring light language through me, when I speak in the ancient energies, different vibrations of that are going to connect and radiate through your system, and different ones are going to feel different for you. Sometimes it's your language, it's the language of pure light, and before the constructs were created here, so it's the language. It's like what they're telling me. It's like the lost music of the spheres. It's like the encodements that's there. So I see them like little like balloons, kind of like spheres with the light language. And so sometimes I do it with my hands too. And that's wrote within that. So it's binary codes that are dropping like bubbles. It's like when you blow bubbles. It's like, so there's bubbles being blown all around us. So that energy is, oh, that carries plasma and photonic light. Well, of course it does. Duh. So, you know, like when the bubble pops, and it's like when we blow bubbles and they hit us and then they pop, and there's like this because of the moisture that's in it. So that's what it does. It's like what that feels like when we're blowing bubbles and little bubbles are popping around us. It's little energies like that. And that's what it does to our system. So it bypasses rational and irrational mind. It doesn't have to go through the mind constructs to absorb, to be there for us to absorb into ourselves. So it's an energy of remembrance. Netere koria tana na kata lo sadere ino la hetere koria tana na katare ishite kotora setere kotola e korana hati ishite kitero koria tana na katara shatter yitena na natare yitkere petare kiriatara kitiro kuriata na shatta koriotoro riena. So breathe that in, and that energy goes through all of your cells, that photonic and plasma light, all the way down through your feet. I'm seeing like the toes expanding out, and this energy, like then it's like toes expanding, and then they look like talons, like a hawk. And then it's absorbing the energies up through the body. So there's a remineralization that's happening within the system. So they're telling me you may want to, during this time period, really take in like minerals, salt minerals, trace minerals, And when I say this time period, I mean in this time period that there's so much photonic light. It may be something you want to put in your routine all the time. I do. I haven't been taking it this week. Kelp and energies that like kelp, dulse, spirulina, that also have iodine, the natural iodines in them. They're also telling me that that will really help the system during this time period too. Nesete kiriatura shatera nakaritura pakari titera kiriatura shatakariatera uno sotakoriatara ikita taha itititikara ino no 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 ina na 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 ina na 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 eshatera kutara ishitakoria satari. So there's a mind construct within your DNA itself, which is different than your family mind construct, because the family mind construct came from this lifehood in the family. And your DNA is even cosmic. It's even farther than that, because you are the only one that embodies the DNA that you are. And so it's an energy that you came in with, and then it's how it has responded to the stimulations that have happened here on Earth. So our own binary code sometimes, and they're telling me that that DNA carried the template of the plan, what your gift was, and how you would connect into the rest of humanity, and how I'm seeing it like that plasmic light, like when it hits and then it goes, and it does that all the time. So what they're showing me is I'm seeing little places where there's, what do we call that? Gaps. There's gaps in the synapses of it. And that's where it looks like it was just going along, and maybe it didn't make its connection that was supposed to get its spark from. They went, or maybe it connected and then it got bent and its light kind of got burnt out. So when we disconnect from that, and then we allow these cosmic rays to come in, so that energy is also being regenerated. So any of the napses that got disconnected, that it is to your highest and most beneficial for you, for all of humanity, and the work that you came to do, that is, those little lights were being connected back on. And if it's complete, either way, it looks like they're being bridged back together. Oh, like if it got a disconnect through it, then there's a part that we're still spinning that we don't know we completed whatever it was we had to complete, because we got stuck in some kind of humanity entrapment, is what they're showing me. So it's connecting the bridges either way, so that we can walk across what that bridge is. So they're like little bridges of light. Seeing little replacements going in, those little light spacers. So that energy is opening a gateway for the soul mind, the construct of mind that you brought in with you on a soul level of the agenda that soul had with family, human aspect, DNA encodements, all of the energy. That energy also, the construct of that, where it's been in this closet with the Lord of Karma since April, that energy is like, now it can step out of the closet. It's like, okay, it feels like, I don't know what Cryon's been doing right now off the top of my head. Cryon is the wounded healer, and it's the one that, you know, went into the cave and brought out all kinds of gifts for humanity in the mythology of Cryon. So it's like that. It's like being in that, and it's time to come out of the cave, and in the energy that you're going to step out with this light that is here to embody. Look how much my eyes have lit up since we've been on this call. Because when I first started, it was like they were all over the place. So that's how much light you're carrying too. Like you can see the reflection of that in my eyes itself, where it's been coming in. Nesitikiri tora shatakere nakatere koreatara nasatakari etere sitikiri tutore etara e shatakari nokori satari kera karietara sitikiri tara inno sutukori shatere sitikiri tara sitakari etara. So what I'm seeing, it's like energy being cut away. So it's any hashtags that don't benefit you anymore. So it's all of those mind concepts that have, ooh, there's a lot on the back. And looks like feathers coming in for us. Cosmic feathers, or brushing all of that off of the backside. So what I'm witnessing is a portal of light between that photonic and plasma light that it's creating, this kind of lava light, like a lava lamp, down through our host center, a column of light, and it's like this, it's doing this energy. So different people's may be different colors. Oh. So just breathe that in and feel what that's like to be encased by that energy and the love and the compassion. The cosmic rays are here, and so they're beaming gently into our systems. You may be feeling that in your own energy centers and signatures. Where there's a pink ray that's here to clear out. I'm seeing it changing out the root chakra from the red to the pink. So we're in the energy of that, not the survival energy anymore, but an energy of this total compassionate love for self. So what I'm hearing is recoding any energies around the words selfish and selfless and the truth of what those are. And how to embody the purity of these frequencies within your own system, and then how you personally will carry that energy forth. And you may see that energy going into different areas. I saw it go into the root and then down into Gaia, and then like a torus up around us and then back down. going into all of your energy signatures, because the chakra system is obsolete and we're moving into a unified system. We have been for a while now, so it won't be separated. So you may feel it just, dissipate out into your whole field, depending on the work that you've already done with all of that. Soto kore shata kare tere na kore tara na sata hiki tere kore suto kore makatera shete kere tora suto kore tara na sata kare tere uno katsata kare shuta kare suto kere tere tutura ma kare tara na sata kare tara. So I'm seeing a white ray has stepped forth of consciousness from the cosmic rays that is aligning with what we have labeled as the sacral chakra, and it's clearing out any old crap that you've got around relationships and money, distortion, and what that means to you. What you have to do to be significant to others. So this energy of this Photonic crystal is really stepping in there and beaming in. So this will help support the inner self to connect to the higher self, because they're telling me that I'm seeing like when it gets all scattered and going in other directions, it's that interference of where we're plugged into everybody else at and what we have to do for them to be significant. So when we can connect to the purity of that and allow that energy, that thread of that to connect up through your system, the more times that happens, the clearer you'll be. You won't be so knocked off. They're showing me like a buoy in the water and how that gets knocked around by the ocean or the lake or by waves, that it won't feel so like being tethered and knocked around all of the time by the waves of others that are only trying to get their own agenda met, their own significance met. And then how we give our energy away in order for our own significance. Oh, boy, that's big. Okay, there's a golden ray for wherever it is that's just going in, but it's here to support all of us. But the golden ray that you'll carry in your own solar plexus and beam that energy out is the purity of that. It's your own self-alchemy and the truth of what that is. I have a golden Ganesh somewhere around here, and he's the deity of abundance and all of that. So anyway, he just stepped in and I saw a golden one dancing around. He's the party, the life of the party, and he brings us joy and he removes all obstacles. Woo! So that it's clearing out any things that we had, any oaths, spells, contracts that we did to ourselves that disabled our own alchemy, and what the power and the truth of that energy really is, and that it is time to use it and how to use it. Woo! I feel like dancing. So I'm seeing those energies like dancing with each other and mingling and spinning and creating other colors. It's kind of a opalescence, and some of you all may have more or one than the other, but I'm seeing all of that coming back and forth and together. So the soul comes in at the sternum, right here, breastplate, and there's a recalibration point. So we're going to ask for our souls to be recalibrated to the highest possible energy for it to carry at this time. So there's a platinum energy going in at the heart and the high heart. So it's connecting together as a unified unit. And then that energy is moving up through the throat and expanding out into the whole field. So any of those untruths that we've held, untruths we spoke about ourselves is what I'm hearing. The self-betrayal, cleaning that out of the field. Don't beat yourself up for it. It's what you had to do at the time that you did to get to the next moment. So breathe that in. I saw the energy go straight up to the crown. And there's copper ray transmutation and receptivity connection. God source, just like reconnecting the God source energy. And I'm seeing the third eye more like a kaleidoscope. And it's just moving and changing with all kinds of multi-colors. It just keeps moving to the next configuration, opening and changing, and opening and changing. It's all, it's the whole prism, all of the spectrum of colors. Okay, so there's a, right here, there's a chakra there, your cerebrum, I can't say that right now, chakra. So there's an alignment between your third eye and this. It's like a axle that's going through. It's at the axle and axis. So sometimes our axle and axis gets knocked out. So it's aligning that. Sometimes past life stuff stuck there. There's also chakras here at your ears right there. You may want to tap those And you may want to tap these. And your crown. So what I'm seeing is like all of that's coming together where none of that's going to be separated either. That you won't have to go to this container to get the information. It's like a full grain. Maybe we won't have to worry about gluten anymore. It's a full brain integration. Should take it. It's going, I'm seeing like little grains of sand now. That is so funny. What is that doing? I'm seeing those little sand things stuck in there and it being flipped and the sand changing. I think that's just how it's showing me. It's going to take a little time to integrate. And time may be different for different people. So your sand thing may have a bigger place or a smaller place for it all to integrate. Because if it did it all at once to could blow your brains. You may be sitting on a park bench going, so it's coming in one grain at a time. So it's not too much to blow your circuits. And if you want to sit on the park bench and go, then you can just take the little air glass out and take it all at once. Okay, now I'm seeing Ganesh again. He's dancing on the top of our heads. There's like a whole party going on. All the greater aspect, all of the higher octaves of energy. Oh, your monadic expression. All of your selves that have ever went through, it's like all your accumulated knowledge from all of your fractal selves in all times. There's like a big spinning party going on up here. I think Ganesh is like he's the DJ. There's a huge dance party happening. Woo! It's all those cosmic aspects that know what the big picture is and why we've done all the things that we have. And like they're having a big party right now. They're dancing in the plasma and photonic light. It's kind of like a big all those discs. I can't even talk anymore. Those mirror disc things. Disco lights. Oh, okay. So that solar star that's up above that, the one I said looks like the symbol of the star Bethlehem energy. I'm not equating it with that. That's just what that diamond looks like to me. I'm seeing it dropping in. It's like coming down and aligning. So it's going to drop in different places. So it's like coming down where we can do full embodiment, and that's your God conscious energy. So they're telling me to tell you all this time period that we've been in, as that Saturn was coming back around and the energy that we went through and where we were re-signing up. So it's like a time period that we go into that to get our assignments again. So our soul and spirit aspect, we're off in committee rooms, gathering the information from all of the different temples and the part that it will play now in the role where humanity is. And so that energy comes back to the human aspect, so the human aspect can be downloaded with the game plan. So that's where we've been in the last few months. And so your assignment may totally change. Whatever you thought and whatever your dreams were and wherever it was that you thought you were going, you may wake up or have been waking up to what was that all about? Because that's not even the direction that I'm feeling anymore. That it's that they're telling me to tell you all that is not failure. When the game plan changes like that and it changes really fast, it just means you completed something, so you don't have to go down that road anymore. You know, that could have been the path, and it could have been a clear path, and you knew that was direction. And because we collapsed the karma so fast, you don't need to have that experience. The soul might have needed that experience in order for its next expansion and evolution. And because of the completion that you did, the experience is no longer necessary. So that's the timeline's collapsing. So then there's like a whole new trajectory that you go on. So they're saying there is no loss, there is no failure. And that and then that goes back to why they wanted to make sure the not worthy energy was, I'm hearing, what did they call that? I'm just going to say balanced. That's not the word they're trying to use, but that's what I'm saying right now. Quantified. Clarified. Like clarified butter. It's just the plan changed. And that when we hold on to it, because we think we've put all this time and effort into it, and that some part of us, I feel this woohoo energy instead, to just go with it. The door open and you're going this way instead. You don't have to hit the door and be bounced back. It's just go to the open doors. So they're telling me you can use that with yourself. You can drop in to use this technique, ask to disconnect from all of those minds, and that where your system's done it, you know what it is. Just ask to disconnect from it. When you're trying to make a decision about something, ask to disconnect from all of the mind constructs, drop into your heart, and then ask, you're invoking for the light door, the doorway of light to open, the pathway that is light. And then you will, it's like a magnet. The energies will go, and then you'll know. You won't be teeter-tottering about something. You'll feel the connection. Boy, I really feel that in my solar plexus. Something is being it's painful. I don't know if any of you all are actually, I mean, it's literally painful. I'm seeing all of this, like, you know, fish hooks, what they look like a lure with all of the hooks in it. God, I'm seeing all of this crap that's been thrown into my gut. It's like other people fishing. And then I can release that, because I don't have to have that fucking significance for anybody else anymore. I'm hearing it's the times we gave our own power away for other people to be comfortable. And you all may not have that. Just because I got it don't mean you have to claim it yourself. Oh, my organs actually are hurting. I can feel that at the edge of my liver and in my spleen and in my pancreas and in my heart. Oh, Lord. Huh. I don't know what people that don't work like we do all the time do. Just don't know how they're even making it in this world. Okay, so I'm like massaging mine, getting all of that out, and then doing it's like, all that one be opened up. All those meridians are opening. That is earth energy. Okay, so when we're in the middle of the equinox, the earth element doesn't have a season like all of the other elements does. It is present during the 10 days of the equinox energy. So it's like it's 10 or 12. Before, the middle, and then afterwards. And so earth energy is stomach, pancreas, all of those are ruled by earth. This is meridian wise in your whole meridian system. The Chinese elements, whatever you want to call that, and astrology too. So all of that courting and all of that energy from other earthly energies, people, experiences, that's being like pushed out so that real earth energy can come in, be absorbed. It's like it couldn't even be absorbed. It's like they're making a Swiss cheese so then we can absorb the earth energy, because all this other shit had been plugged in instead. So pancreas is the sweetness of life. It's the joy of life. Each organ has its own energy to it. And so the pancreas energy, it undulates like a dolphin. Like when you put your hand there, it goes, ooh, it feels like a little dolphin inside of you. So all of that rhythm's coming back in. So spleen, pancreas are the same meridian. And stomach is earth. Gallbladder and liver are wood. So there's a balance that's happening. Now I'm feeling that go down through my, what's that called? Root. So it's aligning with the energies that the earth grid that Gaia is anchoring and embodying herself. Okay, so now the cosmic rays are sending another wave of energy through our system. So breathe that in. So there's an infinity symbol at our feet. We're going to activate that. And this is Gaia's, the support, the knowing, love, the support, what it's like to be supported by her. That infinite support. And then I can feel that at the back of that axis. It's vibrating there. And then the energy comes up at the knees. There's an infinity symbol there. That's how to walk forth with this energy. And then there's an infinity symbol at your hips. And that activates. And that's Creator's definition of survival and the truth of our infinity, our infinite wisdom. So what it's like to be supported, how to walk forth with it, and the infinite, our own infinity, the infinite energy of that recalibrates to that. And then that energy comes up through our energy. It's going through all the energies, signatures and centers, all the way out. And there's another infinity symbol above your head. And that activates. So that aligns, it's aligning our earth purpose, their solar purpose, and their soul purpose in one unified working unit. And where it's at today in the recalibration point, and how to walk forth with this energy, what it's like to be unified within that. I feel my teeth vibrating. Okay, breathe that energy in. I'm going to let you all set a second, and I'm going to turn my air conditioner on because it's making too much noise. Okay, so if you have a container of water or you don't, that's okay. Because I didn't tell you ahead of time, and if you've not worked with me before. I'm going to send frequencies into the water so you can set the intention of where your frequency will go. You can just, it can go to it later when you touch it, and the frequencies will go to it because Spirit knows where it goes. Okay, so I'm going to send the frequencies of the love and the support and the healing and all of the energies that we did today into this container of water. You can use this water like a homeopathy, the way homeopathies work, for support. You can drink it. You can add it to other water. You can put it in your Atha water. You can flush it down the commode and it goes out into all of the world, wherever you want to put it. That way you have this for your support and you can utilize it in that way. And you can drink it all up right now if you want to. Then you get to pee it out into the world. So we're going to send this frequency out into all the waters of earth to support the waters of earth. So they are exhausted too. And what that feels like for them to be supported. And the love and the gratitude that we have for the water.
I think he wants to talk to me. I think he's scared of it. Are you?
Okay. Okay, so breathe that in. And so when you're ready, come back into this time we call now. Okay, let me see. That's weird. Okay, So just allow that energy to integrate. Go do whatever it is that you want to do today. Spend some time on Earth. You might want to connect to water or just go sit on Earth and be in the energies of that. And I'm not going to do question or answer or anything, I don't think right now. I mean, I guess I could open it up if anybody's got anything that they want to say. It feels like we need to just allow this energy to come in. I don't know why why the hand thing is not there either. I don't know what's going on with that or where that's at that I'm not seeing it. Okay. Let me just see. I went into that brain that doesn't know how to function right now. There's somebody that's in chat. Oh, it's not showing me the chats for some reason. I'm seeing where it's lit up, but when I hit the thing, it's not showing them to me. Okay, so tomorrow, probably, if that's not tomorrow, Tuesday, I'm going to do a mundane question stuff, if you will, and to explain where things are in between the two websites and blah, blah, blah stuff with all of that. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to unmute you all. I'm trying to get myself off of here. There's supposed to be a button that I can unmute all at the same time, and I'm not seeing that either because my brain don't want to work right now. Okay, everybody's unmuted. So if anybody has anything to say, and if you all want to talk over the top of each other, you can do that right now. No words? I hear somebody.
Where's my popcorn?
Somebody wants popcorn.
Yeah, my son wants popcorn.
Oh, so you can talk to her.
Yes, I can talk to her.
And we can hear him too, where his popcorn is. Okay, so go enjoy your popcorn and whatever it is.
Yeah, I want popcorn too.
Whatever else that you enjoy today, okay? So
Thank you, Kimberly.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Thank you.
Okay.
You little popcorn. Hi.
Thank you.
Think about popcorn and how it pops out. That's what we're going to be now. We're all little kernels of popcorn. And when we hit that photonic and plasma light, then it's going to pop out in that way. So did anybody have any experiences that way? Did they want to share in any way of what you experienced? If you need to do that, if it would help you, you can do that at this time. Or you just want to sit and simmer in it.
That and simmer.
Simmer? Marcy's going to simmer. You're going to simmer until you pop. And then you're
Oh. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you all. Enjoy your day. Am I getting ready to say something?
Thank you.
Nope. Okay. I don't know if I'll get this out tonight or not. Depends on what my energy needs to do. I need to go put my feet.
Sound left.